Welcome to the backyard again. We're out here. It's a sunny Sunday right now, but appears to be some clouds building up there down south and west of us. So we're out here in the backyard. We are gonna practice some backyard bushcraft, doing some more survival-ish skills. Today we're gonna go and set up a quick tarp shelter with ridge line, practice a couple knot tying techniques, and then see if we can't keep ourselves dry and make us up a little snack out there. So come along, let's see what we can't do wrong. Okay, so I think we found our spot. We got a place here. Grass ain't too high. Got two trees relatively close together. We can string our tarp up. All right, so now we got that branch cut down. We'll go ahead and get our tarp out. And if I can't manage it, get our paracord out, and that's what we're looking for. Looking for our long length so we can go ahead and set up this ridge line from this tree to this one. Okay, so with this, the first step we're going to do is we're going to untie our rope, and then we have it kind of braided-ish, I guess, looped like this, just because it makes it nice and simple and doesn't get tangled. So all you gotta do to undo it is just pull from the loose end after we undid that square knot, and like that, we're done. So first thing we're gonna do is go to one end and we're gonna tie ourselves a bowline. So the way you do that, make a loop, take the loose end, you come out the hole, around the tree and back through the hole, and you pull it tight. So now we got that bow line. It's not gonna cinch up on us, and we can go ahead and use this, pass the rest of the rope through the end of it to attach it to one of our trees. All right, so now we're gonna take the loop from our bow line and bring it around the tree to our side. We want to keep it about head height because that'll give us a lot of room underneath the tarp. And we pass the remainder of our 550 cord through the loop from that bow line. Pull it tight. Okay, now that we've passed the remaining rope through that loop that we created with that bow line knot, we're going to come across to the other tree across from us. So now we have passed the rope around that tree. We want to use a trucker's hitch to go ahead and tension this ridge line. All right, so we want to do our trucker's hitch. So what we're going to do is not on the tail end, but on the other end, we're going to create a loop by grabbing the rope, turning it over on itself, and then through that hole we're going to grab another length and make a loop like that. So trucker's hitch works real easy. We pass the tail end through that loop we created one time, pass it through a second time, and then from there we just tighten it up. The tighter the better. So now that we've tightened it up, we can go ahead and create another loop right here, pass over the line, and then use that to store the tail of all of our rope that we have there. Now that we have our ridge line up here, we're gonna go ahead and, using our loops that we have right here, just 2 pieces of 550 cord, I don't know, maybe about 1.5 feet, tied with a square knot, we're gonna put 2 prusik knots on our ridge line, 1 at each end, because that's gonna be the way that we secure our tarp to it, stretch it out horizontally, so that then it's not gonna slack on us when we go to tighten up each of the ends with their guy lines. So the way we're gonna do our prusik loop on our ridge line is we're gonna take our smaller loop that we have, we are going to pass over the ridge line once, pass over the ridge line a second time, and then from there, we are going to tighten our rope up after passing through the other end that we had, and we see it creates like a little fist here. And so now when we attach our tarp to it, it's not gonna slide down or slide back and forth. So we'll go ahead and tie this prusik knot on the other side and do the same thing. As you see now, we have our prusik knot, and the more tension that's on it, the tighter it holds. Okay, now that we have our ridge line set up, we're gonna go ahead and drape our tarp over it and then attach each of our ends to our prusik knots using some toggles that we cut from that branch earlier. Okay, and whenever I say we're gonna attach the end of our tarp to our prusik knot using a toggle, I mean, we have these loops on the end of our tarp right here. I'm gonna take the end of the prusik knot right here, pass it through the loop on our tarp, and then go ahead and insert our stick or our toggle through that right here so that it secures it to it without having to actually tie a knot. Makes it very easy to be able to reuse everything. All right, so right here, I got one of those other lengths of paracord. So tied up with the square knot here. We'll go ahead and untie it. Go ahead and loosen the rope up. Take one end, tie a bow line in it. Pass that end through the corner on our tarp. Pass the remainder through what we have there. So I'm going to bring this end of the tarp out this direction. I need to attach to the ground there somehow, but I don't know exactly where I'm going to attach to. I'm going to need to tighten it up. So for this, I'm going to tie a tension knot to go and attach this to a stake on the ground. I'm going to go ahead and put my stake in the ground right here. So from there, I'm going to wrap the rope around. For this knot, I'm going to pass the tail end over the tensioned end one time, make one loop on the inside toward the stake, 2 loops on the inside toward the stake, keep everything lined up nicely, make 1 loop outside towards the tarp, pass our rope back through, tighten everything up, and with that I can tension this line and it's not going to go. I can loosen it, go this way, but when I apply tension, that knot locks down and it'll go ahead and hold everything nice and tight for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other 3 corners of the tarp, and we'll go ahead and have our shelter made. Okay, and just like that, we got ourselves an A-frame shelter. We can get in there, get out of the weather, even get out of the sun like it is right now. So it's kind of a dual purpose, keep you out of the rain and keep you out of the sun. Still high enough off the ground so you get some breeze going in there. And the big benefit of those tension knots is, like we saw here right at the end, I came around. This one, I need to stake it out a little bit further that direction. If you had just tied a knot to that stake, you wouldn't have been able to just move it as easily. But with that tension knot, you can just get some slack, take the stake out, move it a little further out, tension it back up, and we got ourselves a nice A-frame. All right, so we are here underneath our tarp shelter. And I think it's about time to go ahead and break out our little cook kit and go ahead and cook us up a snack. So with that, we ran through the basic knots that we can use to set up a shelter. Of course, we can do different configurations. Right here we did an A-frame shelter, but the knots we're going to focus on are bowline knot, prusik knot, and then just a regular tension knot to use at the ends of our corners. For this one, we have 4 corners. If we were doing just a lean-to, we'd only have 2 ends. Use that tension knot at the end to snug those up to our stakes that we have. And in conjunction with a couple toggles and prusik knots, we got ourselves a pretty decent shelter that'll keep us dry and, at the moment, keep us out of the sun. So I appreciate y'all watching the video and coming along, seeing what we can't do wrong. Thanks.